Welcome to another episode of the Alpha Geek Podcast, where we embrace our geekdom and respect everyone else's. I'm here with my homeboy Taraz. What's going on, T?
What's up?
It's another lovely day here in paradise.
It sure is.
Got my fresh X-Men tee on with my losing Packers hat on. God, dude, we look so terrible.
So that's your team?
This is my team.
Has it always been your team?
It has always been my team.
Mm-hmm.
Sterling Sharp.
Oh my God.
Sterling Sharp. It was 95, 96, 97. It was definitely 95 or 96. He came to a summer football camp that I was a part of, and I had no team at the time. Of course, you know, living in this area, you're almost by default a Redskins fan if you don't have a team. So after met him, he was cool as shit. I started following the Packers, and then I found out about the magic that is Brett Favre.
Yeah,
and been a Packers fan ever since. So, yeah, go Pack, go. We're not going so hard right now. We lost to damn the Broncos this past weekend, the 1-5 Broncos.
Wow,
it was not pretty, and you know, we knew Jordan Love was going to be a rebuilding season or 2 or 3, but here we are. We're I think second and last in the division, right in front of the Bears, which is not good. Not good. The Bears are never good, dude.
Back in the 90s, though, I feel like the Bears... Okay, so I have a Brett Favre story, and not that I've ever met him, but I've had 2 jobs in my life. Arthur Murray Dance Studio and House of Guitars. Hence the wannabe rock star. So one of the guys that worked in the album room was a huge Green Bay fan. Now, this is in Rochester, New York, so our team was the Bills.
Okay.
Or it would have been the Giants or the Patriots, just whatever. But I always remember, oh man, I can't remember the guy's name, but he always be like, number 4 in his jersey, number 1 in my heart. Number 4 in his jersey. So was that his number?
That was Brett.
That was the first time I ever heard that number 4 in his jersey, number 1 in my heart. Brett Favre.
the mighty Brett Favre, man.
Funny.
That dude, he was a gunslinger, man. When you talk about gunslinger quarterbacks, he's one of those guys that really like embodied that. He would just go out there and he would just make shit happen. You know, you had guys like him, and when you compare him to like a Montana was a more like structured 3-step drop, 5-step drop, and just put the ball where he wanted to in a very technical way. Yeah, right. Brett Favre was just, he'll make shit happen. He's sidearm, fucking back. He was like Jake Mahomes before Jake Mahomes was Jake Mahomes. You know, is it Jake?
Jake Mahomes.
Yeah, that's right.
Or wait,
Patrick Mahomes.
So yeah,
I'll be fucking up names. Ever since I started back on these monsters, I've been fucking up names. But I probably shouldn't say that on air. This random energy drink that I started drinking again.
Right.
But yeah, man. So hopefully we'll be on the uptake here in a little bit. We just rebuilding, you know, football shit.
Yeah. By the way, I just got a text message from Monster Drink saying they'll never sponsor our video.
Like, fuck you guys. You'll be hearing from our lawyer.
Yeah.
God, dude. Don't come after the little guy. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, they are delicious. I do like them, and that's honestly not the reason I forgot the name. So I just...
But it's good to talk shit anyway.
Been hit in the head a lot, you know, punches, you know, MMA career. The human head is not meant for that.
Man. Did you take a lot of hits? Because I watched that video. I didn't see you take a lot of.
So earlier on in my career, I definitely was the hammer, not the nail. And like a very glaring difference. Like my first 5 fights maybe lasted a combination of 62 seconds. Like I was knocking guys out in the first, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I was just one of those ballistic fighters, right? And then as I started becoming more technical, getting into my pro career, of course, the level of competitor was higher, and you had to work a little bit harder. And so you get it just as good as you get it. And so of course, in that I think most of the damage that I got was practice, like getting ready for fights. I broke this arm in practice. I got concussion in practice, and this is one of those things that as the game evolves, like training methods evolve too. But you hear about these gyms, and our gym was one of them at the time, where they spar 3-4 days a week. They try to crush each other during sparring, and we was, it was the nature of the beast is what you did. And, as I gotten older, I feel like I'm fortunate in comparison to a lot of guys. A lot of guys just, as we see the Alis, and we see, some of the other guys who have trouble forgetting or remembering names and faces, and just like the most basic daily tasks, they have to put a little bit more effort into, because the brain is not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I posted a video of Mike Tyson on my Instagram. Mike Tyson like showing off a video contrasting Muhammad Ali when he was younger, doing his footwork in front of I can't remember what late show talk host it was, but I don't know if it was like a Johnny Carson thing. But then Mike Tyson showing off his quick footwork, paying respect to Muhammad Ali in front of him, and Muhammad looked
out of it.
Out of it. Like, I remember him like lighting the torch at the Olympics. I can't remember what year it was, but when was it Muhammad Ali that went up there? I think so, yeah. But he was like shaking and trying to light the torch. Oh man, it was heartbreaking.
It was so crazy. Can you believe he fought that way? He fought like as he started to start having those symptoms. He still fought Larry Holmes in that condition, and Larry Holmes like beat the shit out of him. It was not pretty. And at the time, Larry Holmes was kind of an up and comer, and Ali was, I wouldn't even call him a gatekeeper at that time, but there's a feather in the cap if you beat Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
And it was just not pretty. The fight it definitely shouldn't have happened. And fast forward, when Tyson fought Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali was like a special guest, signing autographs, taking pictures, and he walks up to Mike Tyson, shakes his hand. He's like, beat him for me. And Mike Tyson just decimates Larry Holmes. It was not pretty, but
wow.
I
didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Good.
Those head injuries are no joke.
No joke.
Back in the and especially when we were growing up, it was very commonplace for your older cousins or your brother like smack you in the head and stuff like that. And I remember I had one aunt and she would say, "Don't hit that boy in the head. Like, don't hit him on the head." Like she knew that, she didn't know exactly what it was doing, but she know it would be doing something that wasn't good. And it's like it was like, come and just pop him on the head, and usually you didn't pay any attention to it, and you go off running and doing what you were doing. But over time, the accumulation of that causes problems.
Yep,
we know that now.
Yep. I've never had really, really short hair. So a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, I cut my hair really, really short, and I looked at the back of my skull. I was like, why the back of my head so flat?
Dude.
all the years getting smacked in the back of the head. I did. I told my wife, I was like, Wendy, why is my head like, no, like, anyway.
My head, dude, I can't say anything. You see my head? And it's funny, Jamie's hair's like that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were in the truck one time, and I reach over and I'm rubbing the back of her head. I was like, "Girl, your back of your head is flat as mine." She's like, "Well, at least I got hair to cover it up."
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh my God. But speaking of concussions, didn't Brett Favre have, like, going back to him, didn't he have like several concussions? Because he had a long football career.
Oh yeah, I mean, quarterback. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's had concussions, but that dude's had everything: knee, shoulder.
Yeah,
and he wasn't the most diligent in taking care of his body during the off season either. So, if you're not doing the maintenance, then that stuff is just going to compile quicker and more extensively. So, those quarterbacks. Skill position players take the most damage.
Yeah.
Receivers, quarterbacks, running backs, they're, that's why those careers are so short-lived, 3 to 5, maybe 7 years if you're lucky. We've become accustomed to seeing like the Bradys and, and the Aaron Rodgers, those guys playing into their 40s and stuff like that. But that's not normal.
Yeah.
5 years and you're thinking about what you're going to do next because the body just takes so much damage.
Yeah.
This rough stuff.
Just like dancing. Just like dancing.
Just like dancing. Dude, like,
my hip replacement's coming up.
Yeah.
I got my surgery in a couple
excited?
weeks. I'm so excited.
Probably not the word you would think of.
So excited.
Yeah. So for when you talk about like hip surgery for someone who does what you do, the normal recovery time for like if the average person was going to go and get hip surgery, we talk about 8 to 12 weeks, and they tell you start doing PT, start moving on it. You want to make sure everything's loose, so your walk cadence is normal, your mobility is normal, things like that. For you, does that process look different?
I think my recovery time is going to be faster, because of what I've done my entire career. So I have a bit more of awareness of my body, like of my gait, of my cadence, of weight placement, where I pivot on my feet. One of the things that my physical therapist said on my first replacement is she noticed when I was trying to pivot or turn, I was pivoting on the ball of the foot. And she's like, don't do that. When you have a hip replacement, don't do that. You got to pivot on your heel. So there's some things like in any sport or whatever physical thing, we're damaging our bodies without even realizing it. So pivoting on the ball of foot, whoever thought that would be an issue? So she was like, try to reduce that. Recovery, I don't know, like working with you, I'm trying to be more proactive to try to speed up the recovery, but also I started running, which hurts, dude. It fucking hurts.
Yeah, just the constant banging on the joints.
Yeah, and the replaced one and the arthritic one. But I'm hoping to be back in the studio like in 4 weeks.
Wow.
But the surgeon says don't do anything because that bone's got to grow back around the joint because it's a friction implant. Mm-hmm. There's no screws, no anything. So, and then they always say it's about a year to feel like nothing ever happened. 100%. 100%. Yeah. So.
Wow. 4 weeks. That's like a quick turnaround. That's a blink.
Yeah, it's a blink. Dude, it doesn't feel like it in the moment when I'm walking, my legs all swollen. I can't sit on the toilet. And like, it's just fucking, anyway, but yeah, hopefully. But speaking of being laid up, you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be watching a lot of TV. A lot of TV. You are. And I know we wanted to kind of touch base on Loki.
Yep. Have you caught up?
I've only watched the first episode.
Okay.
Which I've already
is over here bullshitting on Loki.
I am.
So,
dude, but I did catch up on looked up on a episode guide, so I know what's up.
Cheating, got the cheat sheet.
Dude, totally.
You got to be a lazy motherfucker to cheat on watching TV.
Dude.
You're watching streaming show. And it's streaming. It's not even like TV where you have to sit down at 9 p.m. to watch this certain show. Yeah. You can watch it anytime and you still fucking around with it.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because I'm playing God of War. Like
I'll take that.
Okay.
Totally worth it. No, I mean, I like the show. I think I might be, up to this point, I think I might be one of the few people in the world who are watching this content who is not afraid to say it's okay.
Okay.
Is the show is good and people, I think there was so much expectation on this show. After 3 episodes in, I know we covered it a little bit. Our first episode, and super excited. I was stoked about the first episode because it was a piggyback right off of the end of the first season. Now that we're up to episode 4 now.
Yep.
It's okay. They just introduced the Victor Timely character, which is a variant of Kang, Kang, so everybody was like super excited about that. But the show as a whole is okay.
Oh no.
It's okay. It's
Wait,
good.
so are you the only person that's saying it's okay because everyone's shitting on it, or everyone's saying it's brilliant?
Well, I think a lot of people are saying it's brilliant, and in my opinion, a lot of those people are saying it's brilliant because everyone else is saying it's brilliant, not because they truly believe that it's a great show. I could be wrong, but when I'm watching content out there now, you can't compare TV shows to what we expect them to be. The best gauge or the best parameter is what else is out there, you know, and right now there's a lot of great content out. And so Loki, while it's good, I don't think it's the best thing out there right now. I think honestly, Gen V is the best thing out right now. Seriously, man. Generation V on Amazon Prime is top 3 streaming shows out right now.
Okay. I gotta say, I did start watching Gen V.
Yeah.
And this is definitely not at all for my wife. She was like, we were doing laundry. I was like doing laundry and started watching the first couple episodes. It's gory, dude.
I told you.
It's gory.
9 out of 10.
Blood bending, like the whole opening scene and like the whole, oh my God, dude. Like crazy.
Yeah, it's rough. I love it. I think it still lends itself to be authentic to what that universe is, the boys and everything like that. But it deals with some social stuff that not only people deal with, but like college students and you know, teens deal with on a regular basis. And you combine that with the fact that now they have the power to actually like really hurt people in themselves, you know, then that adds a little bit of kind of like, it throws that monkey wrench into the whole mix. Like I ask this question to some people when I'm like geeking out, if you had any like super ability, what would it be?
Oh man, that's such a good question. My always default is the power of flight.
Okay.
But sometimes I think invisibility would be the one. You?
Okay, so now, so I go down a rabbit hole with this stuff. So if you can fly, then there's, you know, the danger of running into shit, right? While you're flying, right?
Yeah.
And if you're invisible, then you got to get naked to be invisible, or you know.
Yeah.
I think invisibility would be a cool one, but if I had to pick one, I think it would be the ability to heal people by touching them. I think that would be it, you know, because you can be a good person and still make a little bit of cash on it. You know, it's like, hey, you want to get rid of this hurt? Get rid of these herpes? Let me go ahead and touch you. Bless you real quick. Give me 10 grand. I mean, how much are these herpes worth to you? You know? How much do you want to get rid of them?
This episode is sponsored by Pfizer.
No, seriously, you know, you can be a good person, like, you know, get rid of something that's been bothering somebody. But hey, nothing's free in this world.
Yeah.
You know?
See, wow, look at that. Like that didn't even pop into my head. I was kind of selfish thinking, like, what would I enjoy to do? Flying, obviously, I love jets. I go to the air shows. It's just the whole concept of it is amazing. And then the invisibility thing, because I remember watching a podcast or somebody talking about all the superpowers outside of the power of healing. They said the invisibility one is the one that's probably the most powerful, which...
Yeah, because you can basically do anything. Be anywhere, be anytime. But you still got to drop there. Right? You still got to get there. It's like, hey, I can just, you know, walk into this bank vault and just grab something and roll out. But you're walking there naked. Right?
And do you feel like you're naked? Like, what is that? I don't know. Oh, funny.
Just like walking by, like smacking people with your dick. They're like, what was that?
Isn't that what they said about in Gen V? He was like, wait, wasn't there like was it the hall monitor or the...
Oh yeah, the student advisor, the invisible one. He has the glasses and the hat on. That is funny. But that's the thing. It goes back with the show. It goes back to what type of person you are, because you can easily be an asshole if you're, you know, have the ability to be invisible, right? There's a lot of things you can do with that. But if you're, you know, genuinely good person, then what are you gonna do? Like you would just walk around being invisible, hey, this is cool, and then you know, it's no benefit to that unless you're an asshole. Actually.
Good point, man. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but you know, touch people, heal them up.
Yeah,
you good to go.
Got to do good for society. You know, going back to Loki, saying you're saying it's okay. I started, and I'm watching Ahsoka, so I'm trying to catch up on that. And I started reading some blog posts. Man, people are shitting on that show.
Ahsoka?
Oh yeah.
God. People are brutal, man.
Yeah.
People are brutal. And like we talked about it, and Rosario can do no wrong. The casting was great. The show was great. Filoni and Favreau did a great job producing. But you're always going to have people who like actually think that we give a shit about what they think, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're going to, they play devil's advocate with every fact. And online, it doesn't come across sweet all the time.
No.
And so it's not cool. The show was great. I mean, you're still watching it, so you haven't seen the end and everything. So
I have not seen the end, but I do know. Okay, so some of the things that I heard was that it wasn't enough character building of Ahsoka, which kind of watching this show, I'm like, I feel like they're trying to fit a lot in there. But dude, I was like, just like in Mandalorian, when Luke Skywalker showed up, when Anakin showed up, I was like, dude,
it was cool as shit, right?
So cool.
It was cool as
that
shit.
was like the best part. I was like, that was awesome.
Well, and you know, the reason that Disney is doing these, and a lot of these streaming services are doing these very short seasons, somewhere between like 6 and 8 episodes, right, is because they, from an award standpoint, they qualify for a limited series, which is a whole different category. And so you got to expect with the success of the show that it's going to be a season 2. And that's where you do your character building.
Yeah.
You don't want to bog down the audience. And when you know you only have, 6 to 8 episodes with a whole bunch of facts, is going to slow the show down. And they're inevitably going to get later once season 2 comes and people are more invested in the show.
Yeah.
Give the fans what they want a little bit. They want to see some lightsabers. They want to see Ahsoka doing her thing. They want to see all the Jedi shit. And when people are in love with it, then you develop your characters a little bit more. I mean, and everyone knows that you're not going to leave Ahsoka out there. And, it's going to segue into a movie, probably a second season of Ahsoka. I mean, just let it run. Yeah. Let it run and enjoy it for what it is. Stop trying to make shit happen.
Yeah. And I think fans, and I get it, people want the authenticity behind it, but I was like, man, if you criticize it too much, they'll stop making content. I don't know. Maybe they will be like,
yeah.
Do they get? Well, Disney, I don't think really gives a shit. They're just like, we're still going to put it out.
the money maker that is Disney. Yeah. And, and that goes back to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago of how pandering to the fans too much is not a good thing. You want to give the fans what they want, and you want those ooh-ah moments. But if you do that too much, then, people are fickle. They're just going to want something else. And then you give an inch, they take a mile. Yeah. Right? Just like the magic that was Infinity War and Endgame, you're not going to be able to get that again. That was one shot, one kill, man. That was, you won't be able to recreate that. And, Disney won't, Marvel won't, DC might. DC might, because there's a lot of storylines that can build up to some culmination of some huge event series or event in DC continuity. So we'll see what happens with that. But Marvel's done it. Yeah. And I don't think they'll be able to do it again. So
I was what was I watching or listening to? They were talking about Blue Beetle compared to what were they comparing it to? Something that just came out and they said it was trash. But Blue Beetle was amazing, which I still not have seen yet. I gotta get on that.
Yeah. People are comparing it to the Marvels. The Marvels that's about to drop. And while on paper Blue Beetle flopped, Blue Beetle was a good movie and it did decent numbers. I think that movie comes out pre-COVID. And it does way more numbers. I just think that people are just now getting to the point to where they feel totally comfortable packing the family up or packing their homeboys up or whoever, their homegirls up, and just going to the movies and dropping $100, $150 on watching these movies. One of those reasons because they know if we wait a month, we're going to get it streamed. So I think that needs to be adjusted. That whole going out to the movies compared to these streaming services, bringing that content to the living room.
Yeah.
I think that's going to have to be adjusted a little bit. Like the streaming services already have value. Like you don't need to promise a 3-week or 30-day release on a box office movie to make the streaming service more desirable. I mean, people are already going there, and they already have it. I mean, the average person has three streaming services.
Yeah.
So, I think like we learned that with Black Widow. Black Widow came to the movies a week later or 2 weeks later. It was on Disney Plus, and it hurt both. It hurt the box office, and they're like, if you bring it to us so soon, it can't be that good, you know. So
I wonder if that's like, because what was it? Tom Cruise was all about, like when Maverick came out, it was like it's not going to come out on streaming for a long time, and it did crazy numbers. Yeah,
Tom Cruise, he's the one of the few stars that can do those big numbers and not have that source material of like a comic book movie or like a Marvel or DC. I mean, that dude, Mission Impossible, Maverick, like he's killing it. He's doing it. All the rest, every other movie that's done, I mean, I guess Oppenheimer and Barbie, but even Barbie has like a background of some sort of source material, right? You know, even if you just talk about, you know, Mattel toys, you know, even just having that, there's a history there. Oppenheimer, there is no hit. I mean, of course, there's history there, but when you talk about just having like source material that people have already readily gone to over and over again, they didn't have that. So, but Oppenheimer was nowhere as big as Barbie. And so, you know, there's something to it. So, I don't know.
Did you go see Barbie?
I did see Barbie.
You did?
I wore pink too.
You for real?
Fuck it. Yeah, man. I went in Rome. So Jamie wanted to see it. So, and that was the weekends, like open Barbie or Barbenheimer. Like everybody was doing it. So I wore my pink. I had some pink checkered shorts. Went up to the bar, had a couple of drinks to get me prepared for it. She loved it, but she agreed that it wasn't as good as she thought it was going to be. And you know, Margot Robbie. I mean,
dude.
Come on. So I enjoyed it. I do think that again, just my opinion, I do think some of the subject matter was a little bit advanced for the majority of the audience that was going to see the movie. Like majority of the audience was somewhere between like 10 and 14-year-old girls, right? And while a lot of the topics that they covered about, you know, misogyny and you know, women dealing with security issues, people in general dealing with security issues, but women dealing with insecurity issues and what they have to go through on a daily basis. That is totally true. And I know that a lot of young girls do also deal with this, you know, with social media, with society standards of what beauty is, so on and so forth. But I think that they forgot that there are a lot of young girls that are secure, that families do well in teaching them the difference between what beauty and value is and what societies tell you that beauty and value is. And I think by having that movie come out, you introduce these girls to that when they hadn't been introduced to it before. See what I'm saying? So you, as a parent, you know, is going to be important. You know, when a parent goes in to say, "Oh, Barbie, this is going to be cool. Let's do it." And I know a lot of parents were kind of put off by the subject matter. So I thought it was a good movie. I just, you know, it's, again, this the opinions of a large black man going to watch Barbie at a matinee. You know, I wasn't paying full price to watch Barbie. We going to see it at 4 p.m.
So when you went into the theater, what was the demographic?
I was the only.
People are like, what?
There were a couple other dudes in there. No, I'm not Joe. I wasn't the only black dude in there, but I would say it was like 10% guys. Okay. 10% guys. Yeah. And we went to a theater where we would at a cinema cafe, and there was like a birthday party going to watch it of somewhere between 12 and 14-year-old girls. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. What was I about to say?
You dress up as Barbie for Halloween?
No.
That's what you're doing. You thought twice about it, huh?
No. I literally just had a thought. I was going to follow. I had a follow-up question. Oh, the other 14 guys. What did they look like? It'd be like, creeper.
I know. No, they were like, oh,
yeah.
It's like, ooh, Christmas come early. Yeah. No.
Oh, damn it. It just left me again. Dang it.
It probably means it shouldn't be said.
Yeah, probably. Damn it. Anyway,
when you think about it, let me know.
Yeah, I'll just jump back in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Oppenheimer, or just those movies as a whole. The Marvels is about to come out, so that's going to be the big fall.
Taylor Swift.
What about her?
She's got a movie coming out.
Does she?
Yeah, Taylor Swift movie. Unless it might be already out. So that was a follow up on the Barbie thing. My buddy, he took
like a documentary type movie, or like a movie where she's acting.
No, I think it's like a documentary where it's like about her show, but like I think it's out already. But my buddy, he's got 3 kids, 2 boys and a little girl, and they're down in Texas. And he went to go see her, and I was like ripping on him the whole time. He's drinking Bud Light, and I'm like, bro. And he said it was really good, and like. I feel like I want to go see Taylor Swift in concert now.
Don't do it. Have you turned it? So Jamie has a friend, Christian. She's great. And I'm obviously not going to say her last name, but she is we almost got into like a fisticuffs over because, we were talking about how Taylor goes and just really just explodes the revenue in whatever city she goes into. She went to Chicago. She had 2 sold out shows, so decided to have a third one. The third, over the 3 days, she made about $120 million.
Oh man!
But generated $700 million for the city in hotels, Ubers, restaurants. So you want Tay-Tay to come to your town, right?
Yeah.
But she just comes across as like super. I'm sorry. She comes across as a little cray-cray. Tay-Tay comes across as cray-cray. And I know my car's going to be on fire when I leave here. I know it.
Oh, man.
But, you can't deny how powerful she is as a celebrity, as an artist. I mean, she does everything. She plays the guitar. She sings. She plays like all the instruments. I mean, her shows are great shows from what I've seen. If you're into, I don't know any Taylor Swift songs.
No.
I think Bad Blood is the only one because it's like a jingle and but you can't deny what she does, what she's doing for that industry and any city she goes to. She just she kills it. Yeah. The whole Travis Kelce thing, cool. I mean, good on them. I mean, they seem happy until they break up, and Tay-Tay writes a song about it. There is a funny meme going around that there's already a breakup song made already. She's just waiting for the actual breakup to release it. Oh, man. But everybody can't be wrong, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so everyone out there, just forget I'm talking about Taylor Swift. I'm talking about just a person. So if you have a person that has a hard time maintaining relationships, and seems like she's kind of like a serial dater, I get, for lack of a better term, maybe a serial dater, where it's just like, and she's dated the who's who in Hollywood, right? Yeah. And some of the who's who anyway. Where's the breakdown?
Right.
What's going on? What's going on there?
Yep.
I mean, she's gorgeous. I mean,
when it's like when you're pointing the finger at everybody else, it's really.
And then you write a song about it. That's the worst thing that you can do when you break up with somebody, because if it wasn't Taylor Swift, everyone would be like, she's just better. She's writing songs about Tom Hiddleston or the guy from Twilight or David Guetta, whoever else she's dated. And they're like, man, I'm sorry for that, David Guetta. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. You know, she's writing a song about you. That's shitty. But when Taylor Swift does it, it's different. It's cool when she does it because now all these heartbroken women are like, I've been where you at, girl. I feel you. Talk to him, Tay Tay. Nah, nope. I don't believe it.
Just to clarify, I only want to go see your concert because of the production, not because of the music.
No, my enemies are your enemies. He wrote it all down.
Oh man,
you can't deny her though. As an artist, you can't deny her.
Yeah.
She's legit. Yeah. There's this whole thing going back and forth about her and Beyonce. Like who's the bigger star? Like they both sell out arenas, they both sell out tours, they both do the things that an artist need to do to be considered like that motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Where's the difference? If you had to pick one better than the other, which one is it, and how did you come to that conclusion? No.
Between Taylor,
Queen Bee.
I mean, Beyonce, obviously, because she came to Virginia Beach. She's the bigger star. Hometown. Well, no, she's not from here, but I don't know, man. That's like, it's like, who are they reaching? And like Taylor Swift is reaching the teenage girls.
Right.
And that's going to be huge, but Beyonce's probably bigger globally because she's reaching more adults. I mean, that's.
Is she though? Because, you know, when you go to a Taylor Swift concert, 60%, maybe 65 to 70% of the people there are there with their daughters, their moms, their, sisters. So she does have a large adult fan base. You can argue that Taylor Swift has more number one, like top 40 hits than Beyonce. And this was the main argument. These two arguments is I'm not sure about, but I can see how you can say this and there be some legitimacy to it. Most of, if not most, half of Beyonce's top 40 hits are features. They feature Jay-Z, they feature Sean Paul, they feature whoever else, right? Taylor's don't. It's just Tay Tay. She has a couple features, but it's just Tay Tay. Yeah. So that's a large arguing point. The second one is that while Beyonce puts on an explosive show, like a Beyonce show is an event, Taylor Swift sings, she plays the piano, she writes all her own music, she plays the drums, she plays the guitar, she plays all. So if you had to really break it down and itemize everything, then I can see there's an argument for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I see an argument for Beyonce. So
yeah. Taylor Swift is I suppose, I don't know her music all that well, but like, it's like saying who's bigger than Prince or Michael Jackson. Right. Like they're both huge, but Prince was, when it comes to musicianship, like he's the man. And Michael Jackson, like amazing entertainer. Right. But I don't know. He put on an amazing show. So I think that's kind of maybe a good comparison. Like in my head, like Prince and Michael Jackson, both awesome, both epic. Yeah. But yeah, I'm always going to go with, I'm a Prince fan.
Whoa. You lost me there. Yeah. So in that era, there was the Prince and Michael Jackson argument. That's always the argument. And Prince is timeless. He ain't Michael Jackson though. Yeah. Michael Jackson steps on stage and doesn't have to move and get a 20-minute ovation before he says anything, does anything. He stands like a mannequin 20 minutes. People passing out in wheelchairs and shit. We have to be careful. I mean, yeah. Prince doesn't do that. No. Whoa. Prince don't do that.
No. I know, as a hack guitar player, like I look at always from that perspective. Who would I rather go see? Or was like this, like I'm a big rock fan. I regret never seeing like Guns N' Roses. Like I wish I went to go see them. Or like who else? Like I'll never be able to see again. Or who just came recently? I forgot. Anyway. But I'm jumping back and forth with these cameras, keep control. Like,
he's flustered, y'all.
I'm flustered. I'm like, dig it. Oh, man.
Yeah,
right. Anyway, going back to Prince and Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. I always remember waiting for those videos to drop on MTV.
Oh, yeah.
Watching the Coke commercials. Prince never did any of that stuff because he was never a marketing guy. I feel like he's always a musician like Taylor Swift. She's into marketing aspect of it as well.
She's a business.
Yeah, she is a business
dude,
yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
So, Tay-Tay. Would you date her? Like, knowing, obviously, if you were single and all that stuff, and knowing, like, Taylor Swift, all the history that she has, you see her at, I don't know, fucking Barnes and Nobles or something, I don't know, and you're like, hey, I'm going to shoot the shot and see what happens. Yeah. And she's like, all right, let's go out. Would you, was that something that...
100%.
I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I couldn't do it.
Dude, that's your moment. Okay, so I would, it's a moment of fame, I guess, and it's a moment of like, hey, I did that.
I just know, like, I'm one of those people,
dude.
who,
if she showed up on your doorstep,
no way,
nope, folks, put in the comments what you think.
Nah, well, first and foremost, I like a little bit of meat on the bone for me, so I need a little, little pizzazz.
Yeah.
But if she was just like a random girl and it was not Taylor Swift, and I was like, okay, cool. But knowing what I know, and and it is Taylor Swift, it's scary. That's a scary road to walk down, man. Like, like you just, like, you get on an airplane, it's gonna crash.
Oh yeah.
Like, no way. Can't do it.
Are you saying your heart can't handle the breakup of a heart? Taylor Swift.
And is she writing songs about me and shit? Nah, that's too much ammo there. I snore, like I fart in my sleep. Like, there's way too much ammo. Can't do it.
Oh man,
can't do it.
I'm pretty sure she does those two things too. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know.
Can you imagine Taylor farting in her sleep?
I'll be recording that. I'll be like, oh
you want 100,000. You want a video of Taylor Swift farting in her sleep?
Oh man.
But it is funny because, like, girls and women are the grossest, dude. Like Jamie, she's my angel. I love her to death. Her bathroom looks like a fucking nuke exploded in it. It's like shit all over the countertops, and it's like hair, like, and she has dark hair too. That shit walks, crawls, follows you through the house. It's like, where's all this hair coming from? So I can imagine, and you got to imagine that Taylor's routine has to be a little bit more extensive than the average female. So you just imagine what her bathroom looks like.
Seriously.
Nope.
Or Jennifer Lopez.
What she doesn't shave? What she was one of those? What if she was one of those women that don't shave?
Hell no. Okay.
You lost you.
That's when it's like, I don't want to be insensitive, but when it's coming out of here, like, no.
Like 80s porn. No. Nope. Absolutely not.
So we started on Loki. We're on 80s porn.
Same thing, right? Coming out. What's coming out in the fall, so we can get off the whole 80s porn thing.
I'm going to have to check the notes page because I'm so distracted right now.
Well, you say, 80s porn, he perk up. No, so we got the Marvels coming out. That the final trailer came out last week. It looks good. Let me preface by saying there's no Marvel movie that I'm not going to go see in a theater. So I like I like those actresses together with all the Easter eggs that they're saying is going to be in this movie. I gotta watch it, gotta see it.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it. Actually, this is the most excited I've been for a Marvel movie since shit, probably since Endgame.
Oh wow, that long?
Yeah, I haven't. I always look forward to him and I always see him, but like this level of excitement, no, I'm definitely looking forward to this.
I'm looking forward to Rebel Moon. I don't know if that came out yet.
Oh yeah, the Zack Snyder thing.
Yeah,
that looks cool as shit.
I cannot wait for that, because like picking up on the whole Ahsoka thing, like the idea of, okay, so like going back to Andor, like Andor was awesome, but it wasn't about lightsabers and laser blasters and all that. It was more content or back storytelling. And then Ahsoka introducing, like, I don't know, all the like the small series stuff. I get all the small like story development and all the content and expanding on that, but sometimes I just want to see laser blasters.
Yes,
and lightsabers, just like,
right, no, absolutely,
just destroying shit. Yeah. So, but I'm excited about Rebel Moon.
Do you think that because I saw the trailer, do you think it's going to be too close to what Star Wars is? Do you think that Snyder was what Snyder was going for?
100%.
Yeah,
I think Snyder is going for Star Wars universe.
Yeah?
I think he wants it. I think some of the things I've been following, I've been talking about, Snyder should do his own universe of Star Wars, and I totally agree with it.
God, man, that dude is so talented. Why? I don't know what the falling out over at DC was,
right?
But that Snyderverse. The Snyderverse thing, and when he re-released the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, that was the closest thing that we've gotten to these movies being great.
Yep.
And I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Like what it was, but they were like, nope, beat it, Zack.
Yeah. I don't get it. Yeah. But I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
That's mine.
I'm excited about Invincible season 2. Amazon Prime animated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that people have been waiting for that shit.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be good. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to. And the trailer came out, and it looks like that it takes place shortly after the end of season 1. So, he's growing up a little bit, but not a whole lot. He's kind of fallen to his powers a little bit, and he's turning. He wants to be like that superhero, that Earth's hero, and he hasn't been able to maneuver it like Omni-Man had, and at some point, Omni-Man's coming back, so we're just gonna have to see what happens with that. But I'm super interested. I can't wait to see that. That's actually what I'm most excited about.
Man, I got a lot of catching up to do.
You got a lot to do, brother.
Because I haven't even seen season 1 yet.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I think it's at least 10 episodes. Okay. I want to say it's at least 10 episodes. So, you got a couple weeks.
I know.
Go ahead. I'm
still trying to finish Suits, dude. Wendy and I are like. Just like all in on Suits. Even Loki, like I was trying to watch Loki and she was like, "Can we watch Suits?" I'm like,
bro, Suits has been out for 10 years.
I know.
You can go back and watch that anytime.
I know.
It ain't going nowhere. No, but Suits is good. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Very good show. On the WWE front.
Oh yeah.
You got time. You got time for me to rant a little bit?
Please do.
Put my WWE hat on. So they got the Crown Jewel coming up. That's their next pay-per-view. I think it's next Saturday. Okay. The Cody Rhodes thing is, I understand what they're doing, or I think I understand what they're doing. So Cody and Jay are the tag team champs. Cody and Jay drop to the Judgment Day, which makes the Judgment Day two-time tag team champions, and kind of gives them this unofficial power over Raw, right? Which, you got Finn Balor, Damian Priest, you got Rhea Ripley, and Dom is almost like the jester of the crew, but from a character standpoint, but Dominic Mysterio is a great performer and turning into a really great performer. He gets a lot of heat from the crowd. It's like everybody is doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing in the Judgment Day from a character standpoint. But they're kind of doing this thing to where they're trying to like recruit people that are never going to become a part of a faction. They're trying to recruit Seth Rollins. They're trying to recruit Drew McIntyre. And, I don't understand it. I don't understand where they're trying to go with it. But, when Cody and Jay dropped to them, it sent, at the same time, in the interim, it sent KO over to SmackDown. The reason KO goes to SmackDown is because Jay came to Raw, and if Raw gets a guy, SmackDown has to get a guy, and with Sammy and KO split up, that effectively ends any opportunity for them to go on another tag team title run, which is okay. I think SmackDown needed that help, and I think that Sammy needed to be more of a singles competitor. He gets a great pop. The crowd loves him. It's big. He's doing good things right now. So with Judgment Day now being the tag team champions, Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest having the Money in the Bank briefcase, so he can cash that in. So let me explain that to you a little bit. So at a pay-per-view, they have a Money in the Bank ladder match, right? It gives a number of competitors the opportunity to grab this briefcase that hangs at the top of this ladder. When they do that, you have the next year, whoever wins it, you have the next year to cash that title in against any champion at any time. So, say, for example, the champion is, he has a killer match. He's tired. He's broken. He's beaten. Damian Priest can cash in at that time, start a new match, beat the shit out of him real quick, and become the champion. I think out of the time that they've been doing these Money in the Bank matches, I think there's only been 1 or 2 times where it's been cashed in and it didn't convert to a new champion. So, ratio... Law averages says that, this person is going to become the new champion. So with Damian being on Raw doesn't necessarily mean that Damian has to cash in against a champion on Raw. He can cash in against Roman. He can cash in against any other male champion on any other show. So they've kind of been playing with the idea of him cashing in against Seth Rollins. That's kind of what we think is going to happen. I would love him to cash in against Gunther. Gunther is like the ring general. He's been virtually unstoppable to beat in the WWE. And I think if you're going to create like this unstoppable force that is Gunther right now, if you have him beat in that way where he's tired, he's had a hell of a match, he's exhausted, he's beat up, he's battered, to have Damian cash in then gives Gunther the opportunity to rematch and get that title back because he wasn't at his 100%.
Yeah.
Now going back to the Cody Rhodes thing, he's going back and forth with the Judgment Day, and I think he's kind of getting sidetracked with the whole story, what the story is. The story, when he came back, the story was he was going to come and be the next Universal Champion. Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion. They wrestled at WrestleMania, and Cody lost. So the assumption is that the whole next year builds up to Cody developing a story to get back to the next WrestleMania and then finally beating Roman. There's been a bunch of sidetracks there. He did the thing with Brock. He's doing the thing with Judgment Day now. He was the tag team champion with Jey Uso, which they dropped pretty quickly, which was expected because, you can't have a singles competitor go for the title while 2 of your top stars on that show are being bogged down by being tag team champions. So I'll be interested to see what happens with Cody. I think he's doing the Damian Priest. He's wrestling Damian Priest thing at Crown Jewel. Damian can't lose and Cody can't lose. So, if Damian loses, then it kind of, why is this guy Money in the Bank? He loses momentum, blah, 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 whatever. If Cody loses, there's no way that he should be wrestling Roman. Roman is like God mode right now. He shows up when he wants to show up. He beats the shit out of anybody. And then he walks off and goes away for like 3 months and you don't see him again. He's like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson fight. And then you don't hear it. Or Floyd, let's go say Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather fights, you don't see him for another year until he fight. It's kind of one of those things. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. Roman is wrestling LA Knight. LA Knight is getting a huge push right now, but he doesn't beat Roman. And after that, you'll be hard pressed to find a competitor on SmackDown. So I feel like that's the time where you start kind of developing that Cody Roman story to get them, at WrestleMania. And so I'm gonna take the Damian Priest thing back. I think Cody beats Damian Priest at Crown Jewel, and they start prepping for WrestleMania with a storyline that brings them both together and makes the most sense. So there you are.
Wow,
it's a lot.
That was a good rant. Yeah. All right. Not to go too much further because I don't want to run out of time, but you're talking about storylines. So are these storylines, because it sounds like you could actually write a storyline for WWE. Like, are they written out? Are they pre-planned, or they're in the back and being like, all right, we'll just see what happens? Well,
no, I think that's what it used to be. I mean, you've always had writers. Modern day, you've always had writers. But I think actually, Freddie Prinze Jr. used to be a writer for the WWE.
Really?
Yes, he was a writer.
Wow.
But I think that they're starting to understand that there's way more value in the story than what they thought before. And so they're spending a lot more time to build out these in-depth stories because the crowd becomes invested.
Yeah.
And, it's cool to see, all right, I hate you, you hate me, let's wrestle. And now I beat you or you beat me, and now we move on to our own separate things. But if you can prolong that, again, you keep the crowd invested, you sell way more merch, keeping a storyline going for 3 months in comparison to 3 weeks. Sells a lot more merch. Who do we need to sell? We need to sell Judgment Day merch. All right, Judgment Day has a 3-month storyline. John Cena, 3-month storyline. Yeah. Roman Reigns, 3-month story. So it kind of turns into one of those things to where like we want the story, and we show up to these events, the SmackDowns, the Raws, the NXTs. We show up to these events so we can see, of course, these guys perform, or these competitors perform, or sports entertainers perform. But it's also to see where the story goes from there. So it's a male soap opera, and I say male soap opera because that's what we used to call it.
Yeah,
because there is a soap opera, but people, this is a story. It's a show. It's turned into a TV show, and we want to see what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, man.
Cool.
Oh man, we talk about cars. I feel like I've just done it all today. I've done it all today. Oh man.
Well, we covered a lot. I mean, we're an hour in. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, let's cover the whip real quick.
All right.
And the reason for that, because I love this car. All right. The whip of the week is going to be the Audi RS7.
Yep.
All right. So the Audi RS7 is, let's be for real. If you want practicality, you get RS6.
Yeah.
But who wants that shit? We want,
if you're going to go,
baller ass shit. Yeah. So, it's a competitor for the Porsche Panamera and basically every sedan that Mercedes-AMG makes. From a performance standpoint. I mean, it's a beautiful car. The car is, I've always liked the Audi body style. It has like kind of the wider, more like stout look to it. It comes with a 22 wheel option. Like you can get factory 22-inch wheels, which is cool. You think that would excuse me, that would hinder performance a little bit from a weight standpoint, but it doesn't. It has a bi-turbo V8 that produces 591 horsepower with a top speed of 190 miles an hour. Now, this is how we get to 190 miles an hour. You don't buy it like that. There are software upgrades. I think the base software upgrade gives you like 155 miles an hour. The next tier software upgrade takes you to, I believe, it's 174 miles an hour. And then the final, the top tier upgrade gives you about 191 miles an hour. 0 to 60 in like 3.5 seconds. So. Dang. I mean, it's a monster. It's what you want in a sports sedan. Yeah, you know, I dig it.
I was looking at because I was looking at trim levels of that, and there's this YouTube guy that shows, and it's not really anything talking about the car, but it shows different. Oh man, I had it up and. I think it's on my other one, but it was interesting because there was one that was like, it was a gray exterior with orange interior.
Oh man, that sounds sick,
dude. It was awesome. It's awesome. And the guy, let me see if I can find it.
Was it like that burnt orange, like that burnt tangerine interior?
Tangerine, yeah.
That sounds cool as shit.
But the whole video, it's not like he's talking about or anything. You can hear him start the car up and rev the engine. I was like, my God, that thing sounds amazing.
Yeah, they're cool cars, man. Like Audi, you know, the maintenance cost is scary. Yeah. But if you can afford an Audi, you don't give a shit about the maintenance cost. Especially this car, you're talking about 123 grand.
Yeah.
For a 4-door sedan.
Seriously. And like the Panamera, I used to love the Panamera.
It's cool.
It's cool. But the more I looked at it, I was like, if I'm going to spend that, like, would I want that? But this Audi that I was just saying, it was like, it's the wild RS7 from Mansory. So I don't know if it's some European.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Wow, look at that.
Dude.
That is beautiful.
So hot.
That is beautiful. God, the interior is actually not a burnt orange. It's more of like just a basic like tangerine, but the quality of leather.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is beautiful.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The way that I gauge these cars in this class, like the Panamera, this car, the AMG 53, 63, stuff like that, is resale value. Mm-hmm. You can go and find a used Panamera for not very expensive. So I don't know why that tells me that it's not as nice as the other two.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I feel like that's how most consumers look at things. You know, you want to buy for value. But when you're buying one of these cars, you want the nicest shit you can find for the money that you have available. So you'll be willing to spend another 10 grand to get, you know, the software upgrade that's going to give me 190 horsepower. I mean, if you're going to do it, go all in, right?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Speaking of going all in, I was, my truck is up for service and I went to the dealership and just for kicks and giggles.
Ah, shit. What'd you drive?
I didn't drive it yet, but I'm gonna. The new Rebel.
Did you?
Dude, I'm like, checking it out.
Get it. Buy it.
I was like, the TRX is definitely not something I can afford, but
buy it, dude. If you want to drive mine, just take it, drive it. I'm telling you, you'll fall in love, man. Yeah. You will fall in love, dude. That I saw a TRX this weekend. One of the gentlemen that was at a gym event that I was part of. He drove a TRX and it was all gunmetal, like that gray gunmetal, and then all the tags were red.
Nice.
Man, that truck is beautiful, man. Yeah, it's beautiful. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it, man.
Wendy, we're going to get a new truck. I was watching a video of the TRX. This guy was, I think it was in England or something. And he's like, it's stupid. It's totally impractical. He's like, the amount of power, he's like, it's incredible. And he's like, my only complaint about it is the braking power. He's like, it's like regular stock brakes. He's like, if you have a super car like this, a super truck that's I think he said it was like 4 times. I mean, whatever the weight is, he's like, it's super heavy. He's like, the stopping power wasn't very good. Well, I was like, well,
who's stopping?
Who's stopping?
Who's stopping? No, but yeah, that can be a problem. And I think historically that has been an issue with Dodge as a whole, not Ram as a whole. But actually, I take that back because I know that the Challengers and Chargers have had the same issue. You know, both of the cars, from a class standpoint, are heavier vehicles, and the brakes that they're putting on them have not. I don't personally know anyone that has had a problem with them, but again, around here, we don't have the opportunity to go 100 miles an hour whenever we want, or
No.
And plus the roads out here suck anyway.
Yeah.
So man, get it. Just get it. Just get it.
We'll check it out. I got 3 months left on my lease, so we'll see.
I'm just gonna send you TRX and Rebel shit.
Dude, the Rebel
every day.
It was awesome.
Yeah. They're cool cars, man. I'm stoked about mine, and I think the TRX is the next vehicle for me. I'm gonna drive mine until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Or at least 5 years until give it to my son, or let him buy it from me, whatever. And the TRX is gonna be my next.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe if we get a lot of. By the way, if you're liking this content, click like and subscribe to our videos.
Yes.
So then we can go to the Audi dealership and be like, hey, we got 1 million followers. We want to try out the RS7.
Yes.
Wouldn't you like to see this guy and this guy
just destroy your shit? Yes. Yes, please like and subscribe, guys. Anything before we go, my man?
I think no. I think that was good. It was a good this is a good episode. Isn't this fun?
Isn't it fun for you guys?
It's been fun.
If you like cookies, and I know most people like cookies, I would like you to try Juggernaut gluten-free protein cookie. It is, of course, my product, and I put a lot of effort into creating a cookie that tastes better than what's on the market right now. If you've had a protein cookie, there's a chalky aftertaste. I wanted to make sure that we didn't have that. Each cookie is 12 grams of protein. It's gluten-free, it's kosher, and it's non-GMO. So if you want to try one, just go to www.cookiehunk.com and use promo code CookiePro20 to save 20% on your entire order. So thank you, and you'll enjoy it. I promise you. You will. And if you're in the Virginia Beach area or Hampton Roads area and you're looking to change your social life or develop a new skill by learning dancing, visit us here in Virginia Beach at the Arthur Murray Dance Studio. You can check us out at www.cutterrug.net. And if you're a first-time student, first lessons always free. Ooh, hell yeah. Yeah. Free shit. Free shit. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon. Peace.